This week I read that Elizabeth Olsen recognizes that being social media-less means that she needs to show up promotionally in other ways, and it also requires her to give up the supplemental income that she'd be earning from her content, and she's totally okay with this. She also says, I understand why people need that money, because in this business, you basically only take home 50% of what you make, but I'd rather just adjust my lifestyle to accommodate what I'm willing to do. I don't need too much. I feel very good. She also includes that it is also hard to sustain a certain level of wealth, and I'm not chasing that. The moment this quote crossed my page, it stopped me in my tracks. Because as I climb and scale the entrepreneurial ladder with meetings, goals, advocating for rights, giving keynote speeches, mentoring, and many more things that are both behind the scenes and happening all at once, I think about the level of fame and also the finances I'd like to achieve. While Bruno Mars has that song that we can all relate to with the lyrics, I want to be a billionaire, buy all the things I've never had. The thought of sustaining all the things that comes with it makes me think twice. Not because I think I can't handle it. I know I can. The real reason is, do I want to? This might also be the fact that I'm watching Gossip Girl and seeing their lives, analyzing the adults and everything they have to do to uphold everything seems extremely overly the top and exhausting. From schools, housing, staff, lots of it, events, again, lots of it, galas, clothes, jewelries, insurance, trips, food, and worst of all, in my opinion, the image. Now, I do take care of myself while being as laid back and natural as I can be. So when I see them, from Lily Vander Woodsen or Anne Archibald even, and many adults and young adults in between, I find that exhausting. I also watched Crazy Rich Asians recently, and oh my gosh, them even more. And those standards, I won't go into details because spoiler free over here. Yeah, dang, that's a lot of pressure. Bringing it back to real life without the glamour and the status, just the money, which is never really just about the money, let's be honest. Point being, bringing it back like Elizabeth Olsen said, adjusting the lifestyle with what I'm willing to do. I love the fact that people as successful as her remind us of those things, the simple things, and that at the end of the day, it is a choice. This is my opinion and train of thought today, and it has been for a while. Who knows what could change it, if that even happens even at all. While I'm here working on all fronts, I set reminders to myself to stay humble and see the consequences of having that much money too. Consequences of that upkeep, for example. When you do the numbers as I have, to be able to have that staff at home and at the office, to have the luxury cars, watches, trips, and more, it means working a whole lot more. And what it actually looks like all the time. Like there's no real time to relax or look at the stillness of the present moment. Look at Emily and Richard Gilmore. Look at the Carringtons, Uncle Phil. And I'm sure you can add many more both fictional and real people to the list. When was the last time you remember them enjoying the simple things? Stopping and being thankful. And yes, we all know that the list I've mentioned is fictional. Nonetheless, strip it from the show and transfer it to real life. Would you want to be working and living like them at all times? If you do, then good for you. As for me, I feel like the true essence of me is the simple things like being present and thankful at every moment and every turn, like having a coffee at a local bakery and feeling like I'm contributing to the local neighborhood economy. Being able to live a life that feels fun and free. This also means that the only pressure I have is my own, as in I only do what I want to do to get what I want to achieve. And that also means having your goals and your self-worth in high regards. You don't have to follow XYZ to feel worthy. You don't have to belong to the quote-unquote right crowd of people. You have to remind yourself of the hard work that you do put in. You have to follow yourself and do the things that make your own body and mind vibrate higher. While on this topic, I have my own set list of goals and what I consider a type of lifestyle I want to sustain. I know that can be modified too. I also know what needs to be done and the reality of what I do. I know that whatever it is, it depends on me. And that is also the very much beauty of life. How do you keep yourself grounded through it all? Do tell. Happy to read.